You think the big secret of the new Jurassic World is just some new dinosaur? You're wrong.
Run, Robbie! Look out!
They're hiding something so much bigger. The studio is making this movie in a crazy old school way that pushed its stars to their absolute breaking point. And they are not telling you about it. The marketing shows you the monster, but it's hiding the insane method. So what is actually going on with this movie? And how far did they push Scarlett Johansson to get the perfect shot? After the last Jurassic World movie, which, let's be honest, was a total mess, the franchise didn't just need a sequel, it needed a complete rebirth. The new trailers promised exactly that.
Oh my god.
A simpler story, a new cast, and a terrifying return to the island horror that started everything. But the real story, the one happening behind the scene, is 1,000 times more interesting than any trailer. The making of this movie is like a rebellion against the blockbuster formula the last trilogy used. They aren't just making another dinosaur movie, they're changing the entire way it's being made. And this isn't some small change, it's a huge gamble. The filmmakers are betting the entire future of this franchise on it. One idea that they can save it by making it feel more real, more dangerous, and more authentic than it's been in 30 years. And it all starts with the director.
Because you've got to like put the sky in or something like this, and so we just lean on it more and more. It's just part of the tool of filmmaking.
Let's talk about the biggest problem, CGI. For years, you guys have been saying that modern blockbusters, especially the last few Jurassic films, used so much CGI that they look like a video game. They lost the faith and terror that made the original 1993 movie a masterpiece.
This period, I mean, this thing is about this thing. What?
So, they hired director Gareth Edwards. This is the guy who made Godzilla and Rogue One feel huge and gritty. And he brought a totally different philosophy. I'm hearing from people on set that he pushed to bring back the look of the first Jurassic Park using classic filmmaking to give the movie a real texture that's been missing for years. But it went so much further than that. The production started building practical animatronic dinosaurs again, making sure that when the actors were screaming at a monster, they were screaming at something that was actually in the room with them.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst.
Then they took it to a whole new level. Instead of just surrounding the actors with green screens, they flew the entire production to Thailand. We are talking real dangerous jungles, waterfalls, and swamps.
Safe enough to take risks. And you form this kind of collective, because not only were we in these quite grueling environments.
These were not controlled sets, they were completely unpredictable. The crew literally had to plan major scenes around the ocean tides, giving them a tiny 5 hours window to shoot before the water would rush in and destroy the set.
We've always been chasing that aesthetic as a filmmaker.
From the jungles of Thailand to 2 gigantic water tanks in Malta and massive cliff sets in the UK, the message was simple: make it real. They weren't hiding anything, they were making a statement.
Why you come to see a Jurassic film? I think you want to be scared.
They choose the most expensive, risky and authentic way to make a movie. It was a massive gamble to see if they could rebirth the soul of the franchise, and that gamble pushed its star to the limit. And before we get into how this insane filmmaking philosophy almost broke Scarlett Johansson, if you are enjoying this, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button right now. We are always digging into the craziest story behind your favorite movies, and I promise you will not want to miss what we do next. This insane focus on realism wasn't just for the crew, it was a massive challenge for the cast, and nobody went harder than Scarlett Johansson. For her, getting a role in this franchise was a lifelong dream, and from everything I've heard, she was 100% all in.
A gentle person, and like really, I think has huge admiration for performance.
Scarlett Johansson said the filming conditions were insane. She told a story about doing a camera test where she was standing in full costume in a jungle in Thailand, swarming with mosquitoes, and she had a moment where she realized just how crazy this shoot was going to be.
He understands more of his values, which I think she's impressed by. She calls him an adrenaline junkie. He's actually like a very adventurous person, which I think she likes about him.
The weather was so wild, it would wash away parts of the set one day and then be completely overgrown the next, making it a nightmare to film. But the stunts are where this movie went completely old school, for a huge scene where her character has to rappel down a cliff. Scarlett did most of the insane stunt work herself. She and her co-star Jonathan Bailey spent days hanging in the air from these super tight, heavy harnesses. Scarlett later said it was painful and complicated, and that she was so happy to say goodbye to the harness when they were done. And then they made it even crazier. The production moved to these massive water tanks in Malta for a mosasaur attack sequence. They put the cast on a huge boat rig on top of a machine that threw them around violently while they were blasted with giant water cannons. Scarlett described the experience as relentless and brutal. This isn't just fun trivia. This is a direct result of the movie's main philosophy. In a world where every actor is protected by CGI and stunt doubles, this production chose physical pain and real danger you just don't see anymore. It's proof of actors' insane dedication and the film's mission to create real, actual danger. The real story isn't just behind the camera. They wove it into the plot and hid it with some of the most clever marketing I have ever seen. The trailers are tricking everyone, especially about where and when this movie takes place. The marketing makes you think the story is on the original Jurassic Park island, but every fan who has analyzed the clues thinks this is a lie to hide a massive plot twist. And that twist is the film's true villains. The main threat isn't some cool weaponized hybrid like the Indominus Rex. No, all the signs point to something way more disturbing: mutated dinosaurs. The theory is that these creatures are the horrible mistakes from InGene's first cloning experiments. Failures that were never destroyed but were just left to rot on a forgotten island. This seems to be the real story, a dive into the darkest side of genetic power. This change from cool monsters to flawed ones is a huge part of the new villain. Instead of just being a perfect predator, the new creature is designed to be both terrifying and sad, a monster you actually feel sorry for. And this leads to the biggest trick of all. I should mention that the main monster doesn't die in a big final battle. Instead of having a T-Rex show up to save everyone like they always do, the heroes supposedly just use their brains to distract the creature and escape. This might be the craziest sign of the new direction. They are hiding a rejection of their own formula and replacing huge CGI fight with pure suspense. So what is the big secret of the new Jurassic World? It's not a conspiracy. The secret is that the filmmakers are betting millions of dollars that you guys are tired of weightless all-CGI blockbusters. The brutal shoots in Thailand, the return of animatronics, Scarlett Johansson's insane stunt work, the tricky marketing, and the subversive plot, it all points to one goal: to rebirth the franchise by bringing it back to what made the 1993 original a legend. They are trying to recapture the real suspense, the grounded reality, and the smart storytelling that got lost in the last few movies. The entire mission was led by the executive producer Steven Spielberg. He was there from the beginning, working with the original writer David Koepp to bring back the tone of the first film. It seems like his order was clear: no more repeats, just fresh terror and grounded science.
There's always an iconic vehicle in Jurassic movies.
This movie isn't hiding a scandal. It's leading a revolution in blockbuster filmmaking by going back to a more real and way more terrifying style. But that's just what I think. Is this insane return to practical, grounded filmmaking what the Jurassic franchise actually needed? Does this make you more excited for the movie, or do you miss the giant scale of the last few films? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite movies. Thanks for watching.